You must not use Tabstrip controls in the following circumstances. You need to change the screen environment, menus, push buttons, header data, and so on while processing the application components. The screen surrounding the Tabstrip must remain constant. The components need to be processed in a certain order. Tabstrip controls are designed to allow users to navigate freely between various components. The components are processed dynamically, that is, the user input on one tab page causes other tab pages to appear suddenly. Tabstrip controls are compatible with batch input processing.
A Tabstrip control consists of individual pages with a tab page and a tab title. A Tabstrip control may have only one row of tab titles. If the Tabstrip control contains too many pages, it is not possible for all of the tab titles to be displayed at once. In this case, a scroll bar allows you to scroll through the remaining tab pages. In the upper right corner of the tab, there is a push button. Select this push button and a list of all the tab titles displays. The active tab title is marked with a check mark.
A page element consists of a tab title, a subscreen area, and a subscreen. Technically, tab titles are treated as push buttons. The contents of page elements are displayed using the subscreen technique. Assign a subscreen area to each screen for which you can call a subscreen.
In addition to the general attributes, for example, object name, start position, and size static, Tabstrip controls also have special attributes. Create a Tabstrip control by performing the following steps. Define the tab area, define the tab titles, and if necessary, add further tab titles. Assign a subscreen area to each page element.
Assign a name to the Tabstrip control in the object name attribute. This name identifies your Tabstrip control. In the top include of your ABA program, use the controls statement to declare an object with the same name. Use Tabstrip as the type. The type Tabstrip is defined in the type pool CX tab. The active tab field contains the function code of the tab title of the currently active Tabstrip. Other fields are reserved for internal use. The default number of tab pages for a Tabstrip control is 2.
Technically, tab titles are treated the same way as push buttons. A tab title can have the function type space or P. If the function type is space, the process after input or PAI processing block is triggered when the user chooses that tab, and the function code of the tab title is placed in the command field. If the function type is P, the user can scroll between different tab pages of the same type at the front end without triggering the PAI processing block. If you want your Tabstrip control to have more than 2 pages, you must create further tab titles. To create further tab titles, choose Push button from the object list in the Screen Painter and place it in the tab title area.
Assign a subscreen area to each tab page. The subscreen area assigned to a tab page is automatically entered as the reference object in the dictionary attributes for the tab title of that page. Perform the following steps to assign a subscreen area to one or more tab pages. Choose the relevant tab title in the full screen layout editor. Choose the subscreen object and place it on the tab page. Alternatively, you can assign a single subscreen area to several tab pages by entering the name of that subscreen area directly in the reference field of the attributes of the relevant tab pages.
Assign a different subscreen area to each page element in a Tabstrip control, and then you can scroll locally between the pages at the front end. To scroll locally between the pages at front end, you must send all subscreens to the front end even when you send the main screen. All tab titles in the Tabstrip control must also have the function type P. When you scroll among different page elements, there is no communication between presentation and application servers. When a user chooses a function on the screen that triggers PAI processing, the system processes the PAI blocks of all subscreens as well. All field checks are run and the Tabstrip control performs like a single large screen. Therefore, local scrolling in Tabstrip controls is more appropriate for displaying transactions.
Perform the following steps to program a Tabstrip control which allows you to scroll locally at the front end. Assign a separate subscreen area to each tab page. A subscreen will be sent to each of these pages when the screen is processed. Call all subscreens from the flow logic. Assign function type P to all tab titles. The system can hide any screen whose subscreen does not contain any elements that can be displayed. If there are no screens containing elements that can be displayed, the system hides the entire Tabstrip control.
If all page elements share a single subscreen area, the program analyzes the function code of the chosen tab title to determine which screen is displayed. This process of PAI scrolling involves the following steps. In the PAI processing block, the program determines the page element that needs to be active based on the tab title that the user chooses. In the process before output or PBO processing block, the program displays the corresponding screen. During this process, the system checks only the fields of the displayed subscreen.
In the PAI block, call a module in which the function code of the active tab title is placed in the active tab field of the structure you created with type Tabstrip. In the figure, this is my Tabstrip. The PBO processing block must contain a module before the subscreen is called in which you place the name of the subscreen in the corresponding variable. Assign an initial value to the subscreen variable so that the screen is processed the first time before the user has a chance to choose the tab title.
Use the Tabstrip control wizard to create Tabstrip controls and insert them on screens in a program. The wizard guides you through the process. You can return to previous settings at any time. Program objects are created on the final screen only upon completion of the process. The wizard creates the Tabstrip control as well as the corresponding statements in the flow logic, together with the relevant modules, subroutines, and necessary data definitions. In addition, the following objects are created if they do not already exist. empty subscreens for the individual Tabstrip control pages. Includes for data definitions, PBO and PAI modules, and include statements for these includes. All objects are placed in the inactive object list.